tune into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the NAG Boys. Let's start nagging.
We're back. Welcome to News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things LA Galaxy. I'm one of your hosts, Bryant, and next to me, live, Mr. Edgar Zuniga. How you doing today, sir?
That's just my response.
And of course, on the ones and twos, we got Chuyaso. How you doing, Chuyaso?
Hey, what up, what up?
I am very tired. That parking lot was very full to get out of there to try to come in here and do this live show. But we're here. And what a match that we just witnessed.
You mean match? You mean like live DJ set? Felt like I was at the club.
Did you catch that, LSO? Was it okay?
Oh, who didn't catch it? Because we were told, hey, be at the stadium. Get in by 5.
Yeah.
Be in your seats. Game's supposed to start at 5:30. And then I started hearing game was pushed back to 6:10. And I was like, am I tripping? And I started hitting up some friends on the East Coast, and they're like, nah, man, for us, it was always 9 p.m. kickoff. Yeah. And I was like, then why the hell am I inside the stadium? And so is everybody else. And then the music starts playing, and Alesso is doing his thing, and I'm like, all right, I ain't mad.
So to my understanding, he was supposed to be after the game? Or am I tripping to assume that? Well, because that's how I understood it, right?
I think you're tripping.
Yeah? Well, maybe I didn't read the fine print, but...
You know why I think you're tripping? Because they didn't open anything. Like, they didn't do that thing where they do it upstairs.
Yes, that's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, so they didn't have that going on, so that's why that halftime show was that.
Yeah, I think if they would have had this, and I mean, if this game would have been on a Saturday, maybe they could have pulled it off after the game, but that's Sunday night, the late kickoff, and everybody just wanted to go home.
Yeah, it was just like, this was cool for a Saturday. Like, you have a DJ for a Saturday.
Yeah.
That would have been dope. Like, you open the top or you do something where you leave Alesso in his little, like, whatever little area he had on the grass.
Mm-hmm.
And you do something after the game, right? Like, that would have been cool.
I think so, too. Well, I was just informed that apparently in the email, it said that he was supposed to go on before the match. So maybe that's why there was that delay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, your LA Galaxy took on Inter Miami CF tonight, February 25th. And there was a lot of buzz around the stadium and a lot of pink around the stadium. We were able to walk around, said hi to a lot of people we haven't said hi to in a long time. There was a lot of good vibes, and the environment was spectacular. Everybody was very happy to be there and excited and ready to go and watch the match. We were fortunate enough to talk to the guys from G30. Yes. Shout out to them. We were able to interview them before the match. We talked to Angels from Straight from the Stands. We were able to get a couple words with him too. And with Matthew from Comments C, who gave us some really, really cool cards.
Yes. I got to share this. I was very lucky. I got to see him and talk to him and catch up with him, and we did not have any technical difficulties in person. Let me tell you, that would have been really weird. You know, there's a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
But check this out. I don't know if you can see it real close, but he gave me a Giazzi Sardis trading card. It looks sweet. I mean, it's amazing. On the back, it has some little stuff about him. You know, his hometown hero, native of Hawthorne, broke the record for most goals in a season by a homegrown player. And I love this.
Just hold it like that. Hold it like that. I'll try to zoom in.
Okay. This is one of the reasons I love our Galaxy secondary market, because you have really creative people that will do things that maybe the team has thought about and not done, or maybe it's things that maybe one day they'll do, but people that are very creative and they want it to happen, they make it happen, and then you have this. It's beautiful. So hit up Comments SC Matthew, and he's gonna be putting these out. So I got Jesse Stardust. Which one did you
I was
get?
able to get the Raheem Edwards. I actually left it in the car. I should have brought it out with me. But yeah, I got, and they're really cool. Trading cards, something that, as a kid, I seen them and they were popular back in the day. And it's kind of cool to see these type of things come back and get back in rotation, so to speak.
Yeah, gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. And then, so shout out to everybody that we got to interview. Edgar,
Sir.
what are some things that stood out to you in before the match even started?
First of all the people that waited in line for more than 2 hours to go into the stadium, that's how you know these people have never been to a Galaxy game. Because, I mean, if you're used to going to a Galaxy game, then you're gonna just hang out in the parking lot or go one of the two little paddocks, right, for a Ride Squad or ACB and just have some drinks, chill before the game. But no, there are a bunch of people there. Messi and Miami fans, they were just in line and waiting, and I was like, y'all silly, man.
Yeah, it was.
To be fair, security didn't let them in to the
tailgate area.
Well, which is understandable.
Yeah, they could still hang around.
Yeah, they could still. I mean, but it was surprising to see that many. Was it really surprising to
it
see?
wasn't.
I don't think so.
Nah.
You have the greatest player
in our little group of podcasters. The Orlando guys did warn us, like, you guys are going to see a lot of pink.
Yeah, we did. That we did.
You know, one thing that I did notice, a lot of people were wearing a white jersey, right? I think the call out was wear white.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I did notice from a lot of people is that underneath, like, the white jersey, there was a lot of Argentina jerseys. A lot of like white and blue shades. You could tell that people were wearing it under.
I mean, which is fair. I mean, you could be Argentine and rock the jersey of your favorite player from your national team.
You know what was fascinating to me when I was at the game? My friends weren't there. My friends that I usually sit with weren't there, and so hey, it's their ticket. They could tell it if they want. That's fine, but. The person that was sitting directly to my left was this lady. She's wearing an Argentina shirt. And the way I heard her talking, she is a Galaxy fan because she was familiar with the players and everything. Mm-hmm. But when the Galaxy scored, she didn't budge. But when Messi scored, she got out of her seat and was screaming. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, we also got to put it in perspective. We're watching arguably the greatest footballer that has ever existed. And he came to Los Angeles, graced us with his presence at Dignity Health Sports Park, and we were able to be there live. How many people would love to see Messi live? And apparently the stadium was filled. There was even bleachers behind Lars that they put up, and that was filled. They opened the berm, the grass area, and that was filled. So it was a great showing. It was just, I'm not really used to like seeing too many away jerseys in our stadium. So it was a little weird, but for MLS, I enjoy that. Chewy, what stood out to you?
Yeah, I guess too many away jerseys for an MLS team. Because let's be honest, whenever there's a Liga MX team, we're away.
Oh yeah.
We're away.
Yeah.
Like it's not new seeing more jerseys than my jersey, but when it came to MLS teams, like when it came to Messi supporters, holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it like they put up the bleachers on the corners. They knew this game was gonna sell, and hats off to them, man. If you're gonna make money, do it, and not just the FO, right? Like not just the digs, not just Galaxy. A lot of people resold tickets, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people bought a bunch of tickets and resold them. Mm-hmm. And you know what? If you made money, fucking good for you.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, it's frowned upon if you're like a supporter, like in a supporter group and you do that. But I mean, do what you do with your money and the stuff you pay for, right?
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. If you're a supporter and you buy more tickets in the supporter section, it's frowned upon and it's kind of shady. But if you buy them in other sections that are not supporters and you resell them, do you.
That's just great business.
Yeah, dude. At the end of the day, fuck it. That to me, do it.
By the way, something that I'm sure we're going to hear, especially from people from around the league, is that this is the first time that we as Galaxy fans get a dose of our own medicine, because you can only imagine the frustration of fans from around the league when Galaxy was coming into town with the Beckham circus, and they had more Beckham jerseys in their stands than they would be comfortable with.
Yeah.
And now we got Messi, and well, I mean, I'm not too mad about it. Like I said, I don't hate Messi. I like Messi, but I really wanted to beat him. But a lot of people could say maybe the buzz around the stadium kind of felt like MLS Cup, but no, there's no such thing like MLS Cup. MLS Cup has its own buzz, but this felt like something different. It's like more than your typical season opener. I guess for everybody that was there, they experienced it differently. But for me, it just felt like not just an opportunity to see people you haven't seen in a while, but it's had something extra to it. It felt like, I guess if you're a pro wrestling fan, it felt like one of the big four, big events like SummerSlam, not WrestleMania, but like SummerSlam or Survivor Series. It just kind of had that kind of buzz to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like you were gonna go see Messi.
Of course, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? They even opened the fan fest. What is it? The thing on the side, the soccer fields.
Oh, the little practice fields.
No. The fuck. What is it called? The fan fest. What the fuck is it called? Man?
Fan Fest?
The fan fest.
I know, but they have a word for that section where you can go play futsal.
Maybe somebody in the comment sections
Okay.
can help us out.
Where they had the supporter group tournament and all that?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't wander over there, so I couldn't tell you.
Galaxy Park.
Galaxy
There
Park.
you go.
So
There you
I
go.
went over there because I want to go pick up my blanket, sheet, whatever, sand thing. I ended up walking all the way over there. You know, one of the things that I was actually very, I guess, happy with to a certain point was that that Connecta Plaza or Legends Plaza or whatever we call it, it was full. And there was a lot of people, taking pictures on the statue. So that was pretty good. I mean, sure, right? It's there for that.
Yeah, speaking of statues, where I was sitting in the stadium in section 123, all of a sudden there was like a loud buzz. People were pointing up behind us, and I turned around, and lo and behold, Beckham himself was right there in the suit, right above us.
We got to see him there too.
And during the week, I spoke to Peter Brown of Football Miami TV, and regarding this game, we were doing a little preview of the game, and we talked about what it would be like if Beckham actually showed up, and he revealed to us that people in Miami expect him to be there, at least a lot of games, but he's not. He's got other things to do. He's got businesses to run or whatever, and he said, it'd be really cool if Beckham was there, and it'd be really interesting to see how Galaxy fans would react. Beckham, I guess, falls into that one special category where he could show up and Miami fans will love him and Galaxy fans, still show him his respect. So nobody booed. He got a nice little ovation.
Well, of course, we have a statue of that foot in the front. What do you mean?
Another thing I almost missed was that guy, Peter Brown, he's like, yeah, we're going to show up and put a pink jersey on that statue. I was like, what?
Oh,
Hell no.
You bet not. You bet not. Before I get into what stood out to me in the tailgate, I want to shout out Mischievous Pins. You can see here to my left, there's a spinner. Oh, am I right?
Right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
There's a little spinner pin. Shout out to Mischievous Pins. Follow them and get yours while they're hot. All right. One thing that stood out to me, we were in the large section, and I think Will Kuntz happened to walk in, right? And the chants of one of us, it started getting loud and loud and louder. Will Kuntz smiled, and it seemed like he was happy to be there. The thing that stood out to me was the fans and how they received them. It seems that everybody is happy with the direction that this new front office personnel is taking the team, and I think that's a good sign. And we haven't had that in a while, so hopefully it continues. We'll get into the match and the players that he ended up getting, but I thought it was pretty cool to see.
If you guys have never seen Will Kuntz, you guys will notice who the fuck he is.
Yeah, he's tall,
like
dude.
7'3".
He's really tall.
Yeah, everybody could be around him, and you know that's him.
Yeah.
He's fucking tall as fuck.
Yeah, he's really, really tall. And I thought it was pretty cool. All right, well, let's get into this game. Let's go with the start. Anything before we get into the game? Anything else?
I just want to say thanks to everyone that was very kind to us.
Yeah.
We were walking around trying to, talk to people, get some interviews, and we got some free tacos. Well, I got some free tacos, and I'm so sorry. I had, some drinks, and I can't remember the names, but
Angel. Yeah.
Angel. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And also, a real quick shout out to South Central G's, who hooked me up with this cool little pin. See right here. Thank you guys so much. So much love, much respect, and looking forward to seeing you guys throughout the season.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get into this starting lineup. At goal, Jonathan Bond. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
It was the newly signed goalkeeper that played in that other team before coming here. McCarthy started at goal. Your center backs, Maya Yoshida, Martin Casares. Out left, Julian Aude. Out right, Yamane. In the midfield, you had Edwin Cerrillo, Delgado, and Ricky Puig, wearing the newly number 10. Did it look sexy on him?
Yeah. He's got to grow into it.
Thumbs down.
I feel like he's got to grow into it, and he will.
Yeah, there you go. Out on the left wing, Diego Fagundes. Up top, Joveljic. And the newly signed Joe Pincel on the right side. All right, gentlemen. You saw this lineup. What was your initial thought?
I was really eager to see Gabriel Peck right from the get-go, but after a while of ruminating over it, I was like, you know what? It makes sense. These guys, Inter Miami, they have a lot of, miles on their legs already, and they just played on Wednesday. So, run Cerrillo at them, run Fagundes at them, and just tire them out. And then in the second half, just throw it back at them and see what happens. And but I was also really curious to see how McCarthy was going to do. I know a lot of people were curious about who's going to start in goal, but any doubts I had about him, well, as the game progressed, I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
That's
and
not so bad.
in here in the NAG studio within the NAG Boys, I think the mutual consensus was F this guy until he throws on that LA Galaxy goalie kid and performs for our team. And what a performance that he had today. And we'll get through it later on in the episode. Chewy, what do you think about this initial lineup?
I thought it was good. Like, that's who we have, and I was kind of a little bit weirded out that Payne still was starting, but you know what? It's fine. Like, I was not expecting much from both of them, from Beck and from Painstill. So whenever they wanted to throw him in, that was cool. I wanted to see how they played. I wasn't expecting much. I just wanted to see where they were at.
It also felt good to see Cáceres back in the starting 11. It's really refreshing to see what a better center back than Mavinga or Zabaleta is like, because at the end of the season, I feel like that center back position got starved to death, and to see Cáceres back in that role, and in Maya Yoshida with Cáceres on the side, man, Yoshida really shown.
It for aging center backs, they didn't do bad. For me, this lineup, I'm with Edgar, that I want to see Peck right from the beginning. I think you need to just throw them in there so they can get the taste of what an MLS match is from the beginning. It didn't work out like that, but I don't think in that first half, I don't think the LA Galaxy looked bad.
No, they didn't look bad at all. I mean, if you want to get into the game right away.
Yeah. Let's get into the game.
I was just pleasantly not surprised, but it just felt really good to see how aggressive they were. They were right from the get go. They were taking it to Miami. I mean, that's good. Miami was tired, and I'm sure they wanted to fall back and absorb some of that that attack. But LA Galaxy they weren't just piling pressure on them. They were creating chances.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's obviously tough about that is that as time went by and they started having more and more chances to score, and the ball wasn't going in, or it wasn't going in, right where they needed it to, it started to get frustrating. And obviously a lot of that pressure falls on Dejan Jovelic. By the way, I heard that's the correct way to pronounce his last name, boy.
Oh, okay.
Jovelic.
Jovelic? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. This is something new. So I was like, we always thought it was Jovelic, but no, it's Jovelic. So Dejan, there's a lot of pressure on him this season, and I kept trying to see how he was in the act, especially with some of the service he was getting. And right off the bat, we got to see Paintsville cut into the box, served the pass off to him, and Dejan launched the header off into the stands. But I was like, all right, if we get some more of this, eventually he's gonna get one on frame. And then Dejan vanished.
Yeah. The pressure that he's gonna go through this season is either gonna make him or break him in this team. I think now with the wingers, like Paintsville in that first half, he was very, very elusive. The defender couldn't keep up with him. And is he fast, or does he just have like smooth strides?
Oh, he's fast. He is fast.
He's very good with the ball on his feet as well. Because I didn't really get to see him play in Genk or in the African Nations Cup. And so everything that you would tell me when you seen him play, I'm just like, all right, well, maybe this guy could be a serviceable player. And he is more than serviceable. I feel in that first half, he started to win me over of what that DP tag means. So maybe this guy is a DP player. With Jovelic, though, it's going to take time for him to mesh with these new wingers that he's going to have service him the ball. I don't think he had a bad first half, to be honest. But the goals were missing, and the final product was missing. And it wasn't just from him. It was just from everybody. We were able to get balls in open space, and we just couldn't finish it in the final third. And again, the new players coming in is going to take time to mesh. And I don't think it was a bad showing in the first half. Chewy, what did you think about that offense in the first half?
I liked it. Like I said, I was more interested to see how our strikers and our wingers were gonna play over our defense and our midfield, right? That I was more interested in that. And I feel, I'm gonna say it again. Jovelic is not it. Jovelic, right? He's not it. But from what I'm seeing, from what I saw from Paintsville, oh my god, okay,
yeah, he's good. Dude.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's good, man.
Yeah,
he's a player to be excited about.
Yeah, before we continue though, it's something that was brought up before we went on the air, and that is to keep in mind who we were playing today, right?
Yeah.
It's an aging team. Mm-hmm. Granted, they have a lot of great young players waiting in the wings, but the team that we were presented with, right? Some of those guys are aging stars, and so they're slower than your typical MLS team. So,
yeah, but they're smart.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be smart. You give these guys like a split second, and they will punish you, and that's exactly what happened today. But it just felt good though to go into a game like this and not get the sense that we're gonna get run off the field or we're gonna get outclassed.
It didn't feel like that at all.
Yeah, Galaxy looked really good. at least in the first half, they look hungry. They look like they wanted to take the initiative right from the get-go. And at one point, we actually thought they had scored, but they called it back, and man, it was a little frustrating. And then.
Nah, we'll wait for that. Because, dude, anyway.
Because that was our harbinger thing.
Yeah. All right, we talked a little bit about Painso and Joveljic. What do you guys think about Cerillo's first half performance? Because I thought he was more than solid. And for him getting the start replacing Brugman, because he's still coming back from injury stuff, I think he did excellent in that first half.
Oh, yeah. No, it gives you a sense of security knowing that we have a certain level of depth. Maybe that's one of the good things that came out of last year when everybody was thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
And to know that you have Cerrillo coming in there and be able to step up and not just, fill in, but actually, create something for himself where you can be like, this guy could be a starter a day in, day out.
Yeah, I felt that too. The thing that impressed me more about him in his first half was him being aggressive defensively, which is, he's paired up with Delgado, who is, on the later stages of his career. And then you have this young guy, making those extra defensive plays in that center mid. And I was impressed with Cerillo. I'm not gonna lie. I was very impressed. What about defensively? Did you see anything that probably stood out to you in that first half?
Wow. We talked about how Maya Yoshida was paired with Cáceres, right? And two older, slower guys. And
with a combined age of 120.
What? I don't know about that, man. But it makes sense that Vanny put these guys out there because Suarez is not looking good on his legs. He's got a bum knee. And some of the other guys in that team are a little slower. Luckily, Robert Taylor didn't have one of his better games because that dude could burn you at any moment. But it made our guys look really good. I felt like the defense, they did a lot. I don't want to get ahead throughout the whole game, right? But overall, it's a lot better than anything we saw last year when the defense at any moment could fall apart. It felt like this time these guys had a more cohesive union, and they were. If one of them wasn't able to get somewhere, there's somebody already there waiting to pick up the pieces and cover or block or do something to make sure that Miami wouldn't get a clean shot at goal. And credit to them also, because in the final third, whenever Messi got the ball, he would immediately get swarmed.
Yeah. Which I'm guessing was the game plan. That should be everybody's game plan.
Right.
Messi gets it, put 5 people on him. You don't let him move at all. And it worked in that first half. One of the things that I liked about the center back pairing, because we did play an older team that's not going to burn us with speed, they were able to use their experience to kind of minimize whatever damage the opposition came with. And did you guys see the little scuffle that Suarez had? Was it with Cerillo in that first half?
I think it was with Puig, no?
Was it with Puig? Anyway, my thought was, please don't bite any of our players, because we're going to need them throughout this whole season, and we don't need people with missing shoulder blades and shit just because somebody tried to bite them. So that was, and I like the fact that the LA Galaxy and whatever scuffle happened, they were very fired up about it. I don't know if we would have seen that in years past, but in today's match, and also maybe it was because Ricky Puig is playing his old teammates who he saw grow up playing and all that in his old club.
There's one thing that I did notice in that in the first 3 minutes, Puig had gotten fouled 3 times already. They stomped on him, they pushed him, they shoved him, they were throwing him on the ground. And it reminded me of how last season, one of our concerns was, excuse me, one of our concerns was how Puig has a certain temper, and how some teams will try to get under his skin and try to throw him off his game. Yeah. And so I was thinking, oh no, right from the get-go, they're like nailing into him, and like trying to just like knock him off his game. But credit to Puig, he didn't lose his head, and he kept pushing and pushing and pushing throughout the game. And some of those fouls became less consistent. Like at least like not at the beginning of the game, but my God, Sergio Busquets was really dirty today. He got away with murder, man.
I mean, he always kind of plays rough around the edges, but I mean, it is what it is. Okay, well, let's get to that. The only highlight that the LA Galaxy had, and probably the most clear chance, because it was a penalty. It was a penalty, and your captain, number 10. Ricky Puig stepped up.
Captain.
He's not a captain, right? It was Yoshida today?
Maya is the captain.
Okay. Well, your best quote-unquote player ended up getting the ball.
You're number 10.
Your number 10 stepped up. And he missed. He
not
missed
to my
a
surprise. By the
Not
way.
to your surprise?
Not to my surprise. Where I was sitting, people, if you were near me and he was stepping up, I was like, I don't know about Puig. I don't think he's very reliable from the spot. We've seen him miss numerous times now. We know Dejan, he's got the jitters as well. I would have given it to Paintsil, man. I really thought it was going to be Paintsil. And I also thought it was kind of funny because in the run-up to the penalty, Diego Fagundes was actually standing on the spot. I don't know what that was about. But eventually Puig came up and Fagundes backed off and it was Puig.
Let him take it.
Yeah, Puig took a shot, but I don't know where you go from here. I think give Paintsil his opportunity, man. Let him score.
Or even a league veteran like Diego Fagundes. He stepped up to initially take it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he would have buried it.
Fucking Paintsil, fucking Fagundes, Cerillo, Yamane.
McCarthy.
Give it to McCarthy. Like, fucking give it to
Cosmo.
anybody else, dog.
But Puig?
Like, come on.
Are we really gonna have this again this year?
I mean,
Where
that's the start of the
penalty
season.
taker?
Give it to, you know what? At this point, I feel like just everybody that hasn't shot a penalty, whenever we get one, that's next.
And that could have been the game winner, so to speak, because they go to the half 0-0 and Miami just kind of, because they would have been down at the half. And
my biggest gripe with that missed penalty wasn't the fact that Galaxy could have taken the lead right away, but my biggest gripe was that I wanted him to score so all the Miami fans could shut the hell up.
yeah.
And they could just sit there quietly and just enjoy the DJ set at the half.
Yeah.
DJ set at the half, by the way.
Yeah, it's like he kept going at the half.
I mean, also something that we noticed in the preseason was the improved sound system, and my goodness, there's so much more bass now in that sound system.
Yeah.
Where I was sitting, it was pretty loud, and we have the canopy over me. So at some points they were doing some bass drops, and I could feel my teeth vibrating. So no, it's not gingivitis, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt like my teeth were vibrating. I was like, that's why I said it reminded me of being in a club, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm also being told that there was a big save by Calendar that hit the crossbar in that first half.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, from Ricky?
Yes, we forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was early on, I want to say.
Yeah. Look, there was chances by the LA Galaxy. We could have been up in this match early, and it just didn't go in.
I think as the season progresses, shots like those go in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that is, if there's a silver lining, that's it right there.
Yeah. There's room for improvement. Was there? They go to the half 0-0. At the half, is there anything tactical that you would have liked to see coming out into the second half?
Yeah, I wanted to see Peck start right off the bat. In the second half.
Yeah.
But because I've been really curious to see, that combination, the P cube, right? Puig, Paintsil, and Peck.
Yeah.
And just unleash them and see what they could do. And the hope is that they take some of the pressures off of Dejan, so that way all he has to do is be in the right place at the right time so he can get some service. I mean, which is kind of interesting because he made his name by being very creative, coming in from the top of the 18. But now his role has changed, so he's got to be the man. He's got to be almost like a poacher, I guess. But we didn't get to see that until later into the second half with Peck. But I just felt like my biggest concern was that I wanted the Galaxy to maintain that same pressure into the second half because you know that Tata was going to make some adjustments to try to get Miami back into the game. So that was just the one thing on my mind as we were watching Alesso do this little
Alesso do his thing.
his little DJ thing at the half.
Chewy, was there anything in particular you wanted to see the team come out with in the second half?
No, not really. I mean, these were the players that I figured were gonna start. Well, most of them, right? That's our lineup. Like, we really don't have much to go on right now.
What do you mean? We got Miguel Berry.
And he played.
Well, starting the second half, Mark Delgado gets a yellow,
Oh my goodness!
which plays
That was a dumb
into
yellow.
what happens at the end of the match. And listen.
Oh.
Yes.
By the way, the running theme from the beginning, from the first whistle to the end, lest we forget, is the scab refs.
Dude.
And we have heard some of our friends from around the league talk about how the refereeing has been so weird, right? And this game was not good from the official. I mean, there was a lot of mistakes that they made, and there was some stuff that should have been called that wasn't. And thank goodness they gave us, that goal that we're going to talk about in a bit. But the officiating was not up to par for a game of this caliber.
Yeah.
Right. But you have, the old guard against, the team that wants to be, the new face of the league.
Yeah.
And then you have this huge marquee matchup, and then you have this guy who's any other Sunday, this guy's at home watching this game on TV.
I might be tripping, but I don't think it was that bad. I don't know, studio audience, thumbs up or thumbs down for the ref? Thumbs down, bug. Thumbs down too.
Yeah.
Oh, thumbs up, Chewy.
Hey, I want to see what the studio. I mean, I want to see the studio. I want to see what the people watching right now.
Yeah.
think.
If you're in the chat, did you think the refs were good or were they bad? Thumbs up if they were good. Thumbs down if they were ass.
You know what? When the refs are in strike, pro referees in strike, and you go to goals to get refs, this is what you get. So I'm not bad. I'm not mad.
Sunday League refs, baby. Let's
Exactly.
go.
I'm not mad.
So before the goal, was there anything exciting that you might want to point out before that goal?
Well, Peck came on.
Pick him on. He
Pick
came
him on,
on in
and-
the 70th minute.
Yeah.
For Diego Fagundes.
The one thing that I was wondering was when Vanny was going to bring him in, because we've always talked about how Vanny makes these really weird substitutions, right? Sometimes he waits a little too long. I thought he was going to bring him in the 60th minute, but as the half was wearing on, I wondered out loud, like, hey, what the heck? Is he going to make any subs? Because our guys are maintaining a lot of pressure, but they're not getting anything out of it. Something has to happen. We need like an injection of adrenaline here. And I mean, I've seen Peck play, and I'm sure some people here have as well. And he's got a lot of energy, and he'll take the ball straight to the box. So we need that kind of stuff to come in. But no, he didn't come in until the 70th minute, and I felt it was like a little too late at that point. But what an impact he had.
Yeah.
Because we got our money's worth on that goal, right?
Yeah.
Painter to Peck, and what did they have to do? Just tap.
So the reception that Gabriel Peck got, because in the second half, I was sitting in the supporter section, and the reception that he got, I was actually surprised by it. A lot of people are really excited to have Painsil and Peck on this team, and they were received with a lot of love, and I hope that they felt it, because we are excited about these two type of players. Like you said, Peck came in, did his work. He had this one cut where he went to his left and had a lefty shot. He tried to curve it around the goalie, and it didn't happen. But just to see him try that, in a game that was, I think it was still 0-0 at that point. And, we needed some magic. And he tried to make it, didn't do it. And then in the 75th minute, I can't really recall how the play went. I think, was it Ricky Puig that put Delgado in space?
No, what I remember is that Pinto came up from the left. The ball was slided to Peck on the right, and Peck looked up inside the dam, was all alone in the 6.
It was Delgado that gave him that assist. It wasn't Peck.
It wasn't Peck?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think it was Puig. Yeah. Well, as you can see, we just came from the game. We didn't really rewatch it. So
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to see the highlights. So this is raw reaction.
It's a raw reaction. But I want to say it was Puig that put Delgado through. And Delgado, instead of shooting at the goal, saw Dejan by himself, gave him the easy tap in, and he actually tapped it in.
Yeah, and we didn't see Dejan, do his immediate celebration because right off the bat, the question was like, was he offside?
Yeah.
So it was kind of a muted celebration, and then they actually, it went to VAR check.
Yeah.
And then like a minute or two later, the goal stands, and then yay, we're allowed to cheer.
Yeah. Yeah, and 1-0. The stadium exploded.
Oh yeah.
Just to see Dejan get on the board was reason enough to be that excited. I know there was a lot of buzz around having a big star like Messi come, but seeing our guy score in the first match of his what could be
Redemption
year, I was really excited and happy for him to score that goal. Now he's on the board. Maybe that gives him a little more confidence moving forward, where we can rely on this forward to be the guy on this team. And yeah, lovely 1-0. And from there, I thought, here we go. We got this.
Well, I know. Galaxy did. They did well going down to the end of the game. I felt like this was obviously our game to lose.
Yeah.
And Vanny made some subs. He brought in Miguel Berry
At the 86th minute.
He brought in Johnny Nelson.
Yeah.
And for Aude, who it looked like he picked up another knock.
Yeah. It took a long time for the coaching staff to remove him off the pitch. I hope it's nothing serious because I thought he was having a good game too. And seeing him go down, he's a young guy, but seeing him go down, I kind of, I was like, no.
It makes me wonder about him because I know that other pods have mentioned it before about Julian Aude, how he's Argentina, right? And the game is played in a different style down in South America. Is a lot more physical, and because of that, sometimes players will take advantage of that and take a little shove and immediately hit the ground to try to get the ref to give them, get to carry their favor. And so a lot of times you see Aude hit the ground and you're like, oh man, this guy is soft. But for him to have to get subbed out was concerning. But Johnny Nelson came in. I just remembered our good friend Matt Baker from Flyover Footy talking about him, and he said, John Nelson, he benefits from having a good, strong winger to connect with, and at that time it was Paintil. So I was like, well, you got a good winger here. It'll take some of the pressure off of you. So having to create some offense, just focus on defense, especially in a game like this where you have to shut Miami down. And I thought that was the focus, and I thought he did well coming in as a sub. But the other guy come in with Miguel Berry.
Yeah.
And our good buddy Tyler Pilgrim told us this guy is slow. It's really slow. He even said, I can outrun him.
Miguel Berry, yeah. At the 86th minute, they came in. And at that point, my thoughts were they're just going to keep possession of the ball, try to waste some time. Let's get out of here with 3 points. Psych. At the 88th minute, a controversial slide tackle by Delgado. Was that a second yellow? Did he hit Sergio Busquets? Or was the veteran world champ just doing what veterans do?
The referee saw him and saw a bunch of stars. And it was like, hi.
Did we not have VAR?
It should have went
It
to VAR,
Right?
right?
It should have gone to VAR.
But I mean, Messi, Vegas called MLS and be like, "Hey, tell your ref to
No.
fucking
No,
get,
no,
these,
it was
get
gone.
these guys a red."
No, the reason I'm saying is I'm being legit. I'm being for real, right? Because VAR is controlled from what, Atlanta or New York or somewhere.
Somewhere in the
Saturday
East
Night
Coast.
Live,
Yeah,
Some
Right?
island off the coast.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's not local anymore. Well, it's local but not local. So right now that the refs are in strike, do we have VAR, local VAR? What the fuck?
that's something we would probably have to look into. I would guess that they do have
Texas?
VAR, but
Who is it working right now that they're on strike? Is it not?
well, it should because they reviewed Jovic's goal. So you would think
Right,
that,
yeah.
and they slide tackle like that, which I don't think he hit him.
They used the VCR for that one.
Old
Right,
school
and more
rewind.
if you're gonna give a second yellow, right? If you're gonna get that guy out at the last 5 minutes of the fucking match,
Yeah,
review that motherfucker.
you would need to.
But by the way, there was a weird moment in the game when Busquets got a yellow because earlier in the game we had heard over the PA that Busquets got a yellow.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was like, hey, wait a minute, Busquets got another yellow? That's
Yeah.
the second yellow. Get him off the field. And then, the PA announcer was like, oh, we would like to make a correction that, it was Gressel that got the yellow card and not
Fake-ass fools.
Busquets. And I was like, really, dude? Like 3 hours later, you're going to give us this information?
Yeah. Well, then maybe I was wrong. The rest were shit.
No, they were bad, dude. They're bad.
And so, a second yellow. We are down a man now. Don't know if it was warranted, that yellow, but he got it. Now we're down a man, and it didn't take, like 4 minutes after that, where Messi came down with the ball, gives it wide to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba gives a pass, cutting back, and it lands
Well,
to the greatest player in the world.
Well, before that, there was like a scrum for the ball, and I remember at one point the ball ended up with Push, and he tried to get the ball out of there quick, and then he immediately turned it over, and that's when everything fell apart. Some people might fault the center backs for not being able to respond quick enough, but this is a situation where everything happened so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do, right? And as far as Messi's concerned, my constant gripe is that so often he is able to either get away from defenders or they forget he exists. And he has like this 5-foot bubble around him, and they just pass the ball to him and he just picks a spot and scores.
The ball just seems to find this man. This is why he is who he is. I know in that run, when Messi gave it to Jordi Alba, Cedillo was the one chasing him, and he just couldn't get to him on time. And because of that red card that we got and the man down, you weren't able to cover those spaces efficiently with 10 players. And so, it gave the minimal space that Messi got. That's what he does.
That's
Puts
what
it
he
in back
does.
of the net. And to my surprise, again, the roar in the stadium.
Yes.
The roar in the stadium, hearing all these Miami fans and Messi fans, yell that goal. And again, he's the greatest player on the planet right now. And there is no argument. Not even Cristiano is better than him. Let's put that to rest. How many World Cups to how many World Cups? Exactly.
How many
And-
leagues cups?
And so, yeah.
You know what though? I think that roar was big because I'm not a Messi fan, right? Like I'm not a huge Messi fan. I'm not a Cristiano fan, right? Like, but I know who they are, and I know what they are to the sport, and it's like, verga, they are the GOATs. So going in, like not even going into the game before that, I was like, it would be great if we win a 2-1, and that one is just Messi scores. I want Messi to score. Like, I don't give a fuck about Miami, but I wanted Messi to score. But I wanted us to win. So I think a lot of people, and this is going to be Galaxy fans too, when Messi scored was just okay. Here's a $600 for the ticket.
Yeah.
You're not the only person I heard say that, by the way. Before the game, when we were doing some of the interviews and we were just talking to people in general, at least one or two people actually mentioned, hey, I want to see our guys win, but I wouldn't mind seeing Messi score a banger. In fact, we got that from one of our interviews, right?
Yeah.
I think it was the
G30 guys. Yeah.
One of them said, "Hey, I want us to win, but I also want to see Messi score a banger." And well, I mean, it wasn't a banger, but
It was
Messi
a goal
scored.
to tie it.
And that roar in the crowd reminded me of those times where you would watch a game like at the Rose Bowl, like Galaxy versus Barcelona, or Galaxy versus Madrid, or Galaxy versus Man United. And you're like, who the hell are you people? And why aren't you cheering for the local team? You bunch of coats, turncoats, whatever, sellouts. And, oh, by the way, that reminds me of something. Before the game started, I'm walking around, right? And just looking and taking in the ambiance. And I see one LAFC fan walking by. And usually I keep my mouth shut. But I was like, hey, what are you doing here? And he's all like, I'm here to see Messi. And I'm like, well, why don't you at least put on your Miami shirt like all the other levas are? And then he's like, he just looked at me like,
Edgar was ready to fight.
But I just thought, it's just true though, right? Didn't we comment about that?
What are you doing here,
people
fool?
that wearing Miami jerseys there today were LAFC fans?
I'm pretty sure it was a bunch. And listen, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of Galaxy fans that cheered Messi's goal too. Let's keep it real. He's an icon globally. He is who he is. And I mean, nobody in the section where I was, support section cheered it, but all around the stadium, that was a big roar. And I did not like it very much.
Yeah.
So the game ends 1-1 in a game that I thought we could have came out with 3 points, especially the way we started. We looked really good. Pooj, work on your penalty kicks, please. Is it a point gain or 3 points lost?
I thought it was 3 points lost. I mean, 2 points lost.
2 points lost.
I really, I very much in my heart believe the Galaxy should have finished this game. They should have won. And the missed penalty, there were some other missed opportunities. And then at the end, to have Messi just rob us of the win. I mean, granted, it was Messi, and we keep talking about what an elite player he is, but granted, it was Messi that scored. It takes some of the sting away from it, but in the end, you gave up 2 points. And it doesn't matter whether it's game 1 or game 34, right? It's 34 games. They all count.
Yeah.
And especially, I feel like a lot of people talk about how strong the Eastern Conference is, but I feel like the Western Conference, it's getting better. And if Galaxy is going to find a way to get back into the playoffs or at least compete for a Western Conference championship, they got to get these wins, because you look at the schedule and it doesn't get any easier.
Nah, it doesn't. Next week is San Jose, which, I mean, I think that's a beatable team. And then the next home game is St. Louis. We know how good they look. Yeah. And so, I mean, this could have been 3 points in the bag. Unfortunately, it wasn't. But at least we got to see the good old trio back with Pooj passing it to Messi, Messi to Jordi Alba to Messi. The good old Barcelona connection.
La Masia in effect.
And so the game ends 1-1. All right, gentlemen. It is time for some awards.
Yes.
Which ones do you guys want to start with? The Gio. Let's go with the Gio. Game is off. Who's your game off award? Game is off award.
I mean, I would say the refs, but they can get BJs. I don't care. But as far as Gio, I would say Delgado, because I know it sucks because it's not his fault. But actually, you know what? I retract my statement. I'm gonna give it to Dejan. I'm gonna give it to Dejan. I was because initially I was thinking, it's Delgado's fault. He got the second yellow, and even though it wasn't his, but I'm gonna give it to Dejan, because I even posted about it. I said, hey, Deion has become a ghost. He completely vanished from this match. And shortly after that, he scored. But I'm not going to post he's a ghost in every game until he finally scores a goal. If you want to be the man, you gotta beat the man. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But if you want to be the man, you gotta show up. You gotta show up all 90 minutes or however many minutes you're gonna be in this game. And there, for all the talk that he did 2 years ago, I am the future. I am the future. This is the future.
Yeah.
The future. I mean, the present is the future. This is it. This is where you gotta cash in. Everything that you said. And one game into the season, even though he scored that little tap in, I'm not convinced.
Oof.
And I'm gonna say I've been saying it for a while. I'm gonna say it again. I feel like we talk about how Vanny's on the hot seat. I feel like Deion is on the hot seat. He doesn't show any signs of improvement, especially with these amazing offensive tools the Galaxy have now. I feel like if he doesn't show anything in the next 3 to 4 months, he's gone in the summer.
Oof. And you're a big Dejan guy.
Yeah.
So I know it pains you to say this.
Pencil.
So our very own Tony sent us his Geo Award. And Eddie sent us his Geo Award. And they both agreed on Ricky Puig. And it's something that I'm going to hop on that bandwagon as well. The missed PK, the turnover for the goal. Not saying that he's a bad player. It's just, did it seem like he was trying to play hero ball today?
At some points, I felt like maybe he got frustrated with Deion not being in the right place at the right time, because there were several occasions when either Peg, Painto, or Fagundes or some of the other Galaxy players would try to pass the ball into the 18 or into the 6 where maybe Deion should be, and he wasn't. So if you're Puig and you're watching this unfold in front of you, and we know what Puig is, eager to do, he immediately starts to say, I'm going to go for the hero ball, baby. Yeah. Starting to fire shots from way outside the box, and not this early in the season, man. They're not going in. You're not Tyler Boyd.
It will get better, though. From what we saw today, I am very pleased with how the game was presented to us. What the game plan that Vanny came out with, it was solid. I can't be mad at that. Chewy, who's your Geo? Your game is off award.
I really wanted to give it to the two guys that we already put, and I believe they deserve it. But the one I'm giving it to is to Barry. You
Miguel
played
Barry.
5 minutes, bro, and god damn it!
I mean, we knew he was slow.
High hopes from fucking Coachella. I mean, high hopes for a Barry, but god damn, bro, the fuck.
Damn, bro, chill.
Chewy, I think you could outrun him, Chewy.
Nah, fuck no. But at that point, I was like, vamos a dejar a Jovic at that point.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next award. The You've Got Hartman honorable mention. Let me go with the ones that I've been sent. Eddie sent his, and I'm going to agree with him again. Edwin Cerillo. For the work that he had to do and for the person that he's covering for, he was solid. I like this kid. And like you said earlier, mentioning for the future, this kid is young. You could really use him in this rebuilding process, especially with the young pieces that you have around him. Edwin Cerillo gets that honorable mention, and well-deserved.
Dude, imagine, bro. He's what, 19, 20?
I think he's 21, maybe.
21? Fuck. Imagine you're going against Messi. You're going against Busquets. You're going against Suarez. Like,
Suarez,
what the
yeah.
fuck, bro?
Yeah, dude. And he did great.
These are people that should be retired. No bullshit, bro. They should be. You're going against Gresso. Come on.
No, but this is a game in which you make your name. And
he did fucking swell, dude. But it's like, it's kind of how they say, like, you up yourself to the talent that you're going against, right? Like
you elevate yourself, yeah.
to your opponent, right?
Yeah.
If your opponent's weak, a lot of people they play like shit, right? But if your opponent is them, a la madre, te tienes que poner las pilas. You know, you have to fucking play.
Put those batteries on, baby.
Hell yeah, dude! And I feel that kid he did it. He did
He stepped
really
up to the situation. Yeah.
Yep.
Our very own Tony's honorable mention goes to Paint Still. He says he showed a glimpse of what he can do, and he did that.
Yeah.
Did you give your honorable mention?
Not yet.
Go ahead, sir.
There's so many that could get it, but I wouldn't say Maya Yoshida. I felt like Maya Yoshida was my honorable mention. I felt like as a captain now he has like a magnifying glass on him, so a lot of the stuff that he's going to be doing is going to be scrutinized, and because like you said at the very beginning, oh, Captain Reiki Pooch. And then I was like, no, it's Maya. Maya Yoshida has a lot more experience at the international and club level. So I know a lot of people criticized him last year because they felt like maybe Maya Yoshida wasn't up to the task of playing at this, position. And it's not easy to look good at center back when you have Zabaleta or Mavinga, next to you. But you pair him up against somebody that has, about the equal amount of experience, or somebody who's young and hungry and eager like a Jalen Neal. And I think Maya Yoshida is going to be fantastic in this position. He did a lot of stuff to get the Galaxy out of sticky situations in this game. So he's my...
Your honorable mention.
Honorable mention, yeah. You got heart, man.
Before we get to the main event, the NAG standing player of the match, who do you think in the LA Galaxy had the highest rating according to WhoScored.com?
Well, I would have said... Well, no, I'll go with Painter.
Messi.
From the Galaxy, fool.
Oh.
And you're correct. It was Paint Still.
Oh, I thought it was Messi.
With that being said, the NAG Standing Player Award for me, NAG Standing,
We have a
the most
trophy now.
prestigious award in all of MLS. And prepare to hate me because it's going to our goalkeeper for me, Mr. McCarthy, newly blue, white, and gold. This man had some amazing saves that kept us in the game in that second half. And what a way to show the LA Galaxy fan base that you want to be here and you're going to play for the badge and that you are blue, white, and gold.
I'm already more confident than I was with Bond. Like, fuck, that didn't take long.
It took him one game. Edgar, who's
agree.
your next standing player of the match?
I agree. It's McCarthy. And I know last season, for previous seasons, Eddie and I used to always joke about how Bond, right? You always get one, right?
Yeah.
Everybody gets one with Bond. I felt like McCarthy gave us a whole bunch of this.
Yeah, dude, he was really good today.
He made some fantastic saves because it wasn't just up, in the air. He made some, some shots that were like, could have gotten into the corner, and he got down really quick, was able to stop him. We're not used to that. We haven't had a solid goalkeeper in a while. Granted, it's just one game.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for him, I think the score might have been worse.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Nag standing. Look,
Ooh.
Nag standing.
Chewy.
Yeah, I'm with you, McCarty.
Perfect.
I wasn't sure what the fuck I was gonna expect from him, but like I said, I already feel more comfortable with him at goal than I ever felt with Bond. I mean, yeah, it's just one game, but God, like that made
Yeah.
me have confidence in him.
So, McCarthy, expect this beautiful trophy in your mail in a couple of days because you are the next standing player of the match for this very first game that the LA Galaxy had. All right, boys. We gave our rewards. Final thoughts. You think this is something the LA Galaxy could build off of?
Definitely. In talking to a lot of people after the game, if feels like some of the anxiety or angst or whatever you want to call it that we all had a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, all that kind of got dashed away by today's performance. Not just because Galaxy face off against the team that is the heir to the throne, right? They're the ones that want to be the face that runs the place.
Yeah.
Right? And everybody's talking about Messi and Suarez and Busquets and all the other great players that they have on that team. And here we have, our guys, and we got Pinto and Gabriel Beck. And it gives you so much positive, it's such a great positive outlook compared to where we were just 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Some of the people were saying, I asked somebody, hey, does your outlook on the team, has it changed over the last 90 minutes? And they're like, definitely. I feel a lot more positive about the team. I feel a lot more optimism. Granted, it was against an aging team, but let's see how they do against the Smurfs and then against St. Louis, which I think St. Louis is a solid team. But it gives me a lot more optimism than, we were a year ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to throw this out there. Fellow NAG boy, Adrian, a.k.a. Spenny, he has his doubts. Before we even got on, he mentioned to us that once this LA Galaxy meets up with the top teams in the West, that we're really going to struggle. We'll see. But for the first game to kick off the 2024 campaign, I am very satisfied. Of course, I would have wanted to see a win. But in comparison to what we've been through these past couple years, seeing this first game, it gives me somewhat hope to maybe sneak into the playoffs. And everybody got to remember, this is a rebuilding year. We are not ready for a title yet. So keep those expectations down. Yes, we want them to win everything, but the reality is we probably won't.
Do you want to call it a rebuilding year when Vanny is on the hot seat? I think it's his last year, right?
Yeah.
Is it a rebuilding year in your last year?
Well, because we have a new front office, and so all that it comes into play. With Vanny, as the season progresses, we'll assess what Vanny is doing. And, for the first game, he didn't do that bad. I'll give him that. Is that it?
Yeah.
We're good, boys?
We're good.
Time to
thanks
sleep.
to everyone.
Yeah.
It's Monday and people are still watching NAG.
Thank you guys for staying up with us late. This is NAG After Dark.
Beyond Dark.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's get it back here. You can find me as Bryant Nags on Instagram and on X/Twitter. Edgar, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter as Edgar Nags. Chewy?
You guys can find me as Chavez JA on all my social media. It's pretty easy, pretty simple.
And we're playing San Jose this weekend. Hopefully you and I can do something to preview the match. The interviews that we did, we're going to put them out this week. That way you guys could see how wrong you guys were about predicting the win. And then, we'll during the season, we will try to get a lot of guests from opposite teams to join us in midweek and have a conversation, because I think those are really fun, especially because we get to learn about other MLS teams and what they go through. So we're going to have a lot of stuff for you guys. So stay tuned for that. And that does it from us here at NAG Studios West.
NAG Studios West.
NAG Studios West.
Actually, NAG Tower.
NAG Towers West. There you go. So from myself, Bryant, Edgar, Chewy, studio audience, we love you, Eddie. That's it. We're out of here. And as always, keep on nagging. And remember,
wait, let me get it right.
All feelings, no facts, baby. Let's go.
It's kind of hard to do it this way.
What is that?
Nagging.
Keep on
Fun nagging.
No facts allowed, man.
No facts.